The straighter swimmers can move through the water, the faster they're going to swim. The more that there's going to be side-to-side motion, the more wiggling they're going to have as they move through the water, the more resistance they're going to create, and the slower they're going to go. Hi everyone, Andrew here, helping you help your swimmers get faster. In terms of creating resistance and creating drag, there's a lot of attention in terms of how swimmers move, especially in freestyle and backstroke, horizontally along the surface of the water. But just as important is whether they're moving side to side and wiggling through the water as well. The more side-to-side motion of the head, the more side-to-side motion of the shoulders, the more side-to-side motion of the hips, the more surface area they're going to be exposing as they move forward through the water. And that means they're going to be creating a whole lot more resistance. If swimmers can learn to keep everything straight, keep everything tight, and keep everything moving forward, they're going to be able to create a lot less resistance, and that means more speed. Of course, there's a range of possibilities in terms of how much side-to-side motion there is. At one extreme, they're going really straight, and at the other extreme, they're all over the place. Everything in between can be potentially problematic. It's more a matter of how problematic it's going to be, and the more side-to-side motion there is, the more potential problems there are. To see what this looks like when done really well, let's check out some elite swimmers and discuss some of the mistakes that are made that cause swimmers to swim more side-to-side. So if we watch this swimmer here, what we're going to see is hardly any wiggling. She's doing a really good job of keeping that head extremely stable. And while there's going to be rotation of the hips and the shoulders, they're not moving side to side. They're kind of moving up and down as they rotate through the water. So she's keeping everything really clean, really straight. And what we might see is if that head starts moving side to side, the shoulders start moving to side, and then the hips start moving side to side. So what might cause that to happen? Well, if she's entering the arms here, and you can see it enters right over her shoulder, if that arm was entering behind the head, that's going to pull the head to the side, that's going to pull the shoulders to the side, it's going to push the hips in the other direction. Likewise, if she's pulling here, she's doing a good job of pulling straight back. If she was pulling and pressing out to the side, that can cause her to wiggle as well. And then if we watch the other arm entry, again, right over her shoulder, it's not behind her head, it's not way out to the side. And then when she sets up the stroke, she's not putting pressure on the water until she's pulling straight back right there. If she was pulling to the side, pressing out, or maybe even pulling in too much, that's where you start to get more of those lateral motions as well. And so as much as anything else, it's about not performing movements that are going to cause wiggling to happen in the first place. So really stable head position, really direct arm actions, and that keeps everything moving straight down the pool. As we can see from these swimmers, really stable head positions allow the body to move straight through the water. You can see that those heads aren't moving around at all, and then the arm entries are happening right over the shoulders, right there, on the left arm, right there on the right arm, and that's preventing the body from moving side to side because the arms, the torque of the arms, isn't pressing the body and moving the body around. So really stable head positions, really direct arm entries, really direct arm pulls. That's going to keep everything moving straight down the pool, and that's going to keep resistance low and speed high. Now, if we take a look at freestyle, we're going to see the same exact things. So the head is not moving. The head is super stable. The head's in an absolutely great position. And even with the breathing, it's not moving side to side. And if you watch her torso, the hips aren't moving side to side. The shoulders aren't moving side to side. She's just rotating straight on that line, right along her spine. And even when the breath happens, she's not losing that position either. So things to pay attention to are the head being really stable. And even with the breath right there, the head doesn't pull to the side to breathe. It just rotates and it just moves straight on that line. And then if we watch the arm actions, they're entering straight in front of her shoulders. And then she's pulling more or less straight back. She's not pulling out to the side a lot. She's not pulling way under her body. And so her arms aren't creating any lateral forces either, which would push her shoulders, her head, her hips, everything side to side. So extremely direct with the arm actions, really efficient with the head position, and then really stable with the head position as well, especially through the breath. That's going to allow her to be really effective at keeping everything moving straight, keeping resistance low, and that's going to help her create a lot of speed. So freestyle from another angle here, and to what to pay attention to is watch the shoulders, watch the hips. There's definitely rotation, but you don't see any side-to-side motion as she's moving through the water. And so the head's staying really stable. She's moving it to breathe, but she's not pulling it out to the side. She's doing a really good job of rotating rather than bending, and that's allowing everything to move forwards, and that's allowing her to keep resistance low and to keep her speed high. And if we watch the arms here, they're going to be entering straight in front of the shoulders, and she's going to be pulling them straight back. She's not going to be pulling way under her body. She's not going to be pulling way out to the side. And those direct arm actions allow her to minimize the side-to-side motion and maximize how much she's moving straight through the water to keep resistance as low as possible. If you want to learn more about how to improve lateral alignment and prevent wiggling in both freestyle and backstroke, check out the videos below.